Right then, not sure how this is going to go, just getting back into the swing of this, so not going to do a difficult Ringmaker Cycle quest just to get my head back around the MAE deck. Going to do a good old-fashioned journey down the journey along the Anduin, one of my absolute favourites. So, one of my favourite quests with one of my favourite decks. I'm really rusty. I've played a bit of Lord of the Rings lately, but not this deck. I can't even remember what a good starting hand looks like, but I'm going to say that this isn't one of them, although Protector of Lorien is really good. Sorry, let's stick with it. Right, so I've got to reveal one card per player. I'm not going to linger on too much of the description because it's journey along the Anduin. So, Treacherous Fog. Great, Martha doesn't do anything. But now I've got to find the Hill Troll. Yeah, if you want more of like a breakdown of like the fluff and everything else in this quest, like I've logged it properly on the channel at least once properly, probably with my Tea Party deck, my old favourite deck before it was usurped. So I'm trying to search for a Hill Troll. Here we go. The classic monster enemy that teaches you that blocking with chumps is dangerous. Going to be quite hard for this deck to do. It's not a very combat heavy deck. Not really sure what I'm going to do against this thing, so let's find out. But that's why we're doing this one. So I need 8 progress. We can't defeat it while the Hill Troll is in play. So resource for each character. And Arrestor means I draw 3 additional cards, so that means draw 4 cards. Right. So, now, Arwen's ability is discard a card from your hand to add 1 resource to a Noldor hero's resource pool or to Aragorn's resource pool. So she can give either herself or Arrestor a resource. To the sea. To the sea is going to let me discard cards to reduce the cost of a Noldor ally. Well, that would be pretty blinking good because I am covered in Noldor allies, although it can only reduce it to a cost of 1. Right. It's a shame we've got Treebeard in hand as well, but I feel like Protector of Lorien is also a good shout given how weak I currently am. So, let's attach to the sea to Arwen for 1 spirit resource. So, my biggest, baddest Noldor, I've got the Guardian of Rivendell, which won't be able to survive a hit from a Hill Troll. The Imladris Caregiver, which could be really useful actually if I end up letting Arrestor take a slap from the Hill Troll and use Protector of Lorien to defend for him. Mithlond Sea Watcher would be really good in terms of actually hurting the Hill Troll. So, let's see. Ugh, tough choices. I feel like Imladris Caregiver is going to be the one to use. Man, some really good cards here. Right, let's use Elrond's Council to buff up Arwen, because that also means our threat goes 3 lower, which means we don't need to worry about engaging the Hill Troll for a while. So if that gives me a bit more breathing room, then maybe the Guardian of Rivendell is the way to go. Oof, this is hard. Right, Protector of Lorien onto Arrestor. Very thematic. Well done, Arrestor. Now, realistically, I can play any of these. Oh, it's a really tough choice between which of these 3 Noldor allies I play. Do you know what? I feel like with Protector of Lorien, I've got some defense if I need it. So maybe the attack of the Mithlond Sea Watcher is what we need. So I'm going to exhaust to the sea, I'm going to discard a card, Elven Light, to reduce the cost by 1, to play the Mithril Sea Watcher for 1. And there's nothing else that I can play this round. But I can discard for Protector of Lorien for defense. So if something comes out of the deck, that will be good. Right then, so questing, I'm going to send Mablung and I'm going to send Arwen. I'm not going to send a Restore, so I've got a Defender. We've got Goblin Sniper. Oh gosh, I'm regretting not playing that healer now. I can't voluntarily engage me through other enemies in the staging area. Ugh, that's annoying. So that's 3, which would be Arwen. Mablung's 2 plus 1 for Elrond's Council. Means we're up to 3 progress on the quest. Okay. So, if he's still in the staging area at the end of the combat phase, we have to deal 1 damage to a character we control. That is horrific. Now, if I did engage the Hill Troll, I can take a slap with a Restore, but there's no reason to do that. Oh man, this is bad. So all of those cards get discarded. I'll put a wound onto Mablung. Actually, I'll put a wound onto the Mithril Sea Watcher. And then everyone refreshes. Threat goes up by 1. Draw 4 cards. Oh, I discarded a card to give a resource. I'll give a resource to a Restore. That was with Arwen before I discarded all the cards. Okie dokie. So we've got the Wandering Ent, the Welling Hurl Preserver. That would be amazing because it would completely mitigate the Goblin Sniper, but I can't really do it. The Mithril Sea Watcher and Unexpected Courage. Unexpected Courage would be our boss. I can play the Mithril Sea Watcher thanks to the Sea. I can't play the Welling Hall Preserver, but I can play the Wandering Ent, which would help mitigate that Goblin Sniper. So that probably seems like the best thing to do. So, I can also play Elven Light if needs be from my discard pile, which was a recent inclusion. So return it to my hand, and then draw a card. So I can basically pay a resource to put it back in my hand and draw a card which powers like loads of stuff in my deck. So, oh no, I could play the Welling Hall Preserver. I think I should play the Welling Hall Preserver. Yeah, let's do that. So, discard the Wandering Ent to give a Restore a resource. Play the Welling Hall Preserver using a Restore's resources. Discard Unexpected Courage from To the Sea. Oh no, I've done this the other way around. Discard Unexpected Courage for To the Sea to play the Mithril Sea Watcher for one of Mablung's resource, because then that puts the Wandering Ent on top of the discard pile, which makes the Mithril Sea Watchers really, really strong. And that still means I have a resource for Arwen if I needed to with Elven Light to boost defense. And now we can really hit hard with those Mithril Sea Watchers. I mean, they hit for 6, which is a chunk of change off that Hill Troll. So I'm just wondering if I only sent Arwen questing. No, let's wait until we've got the Welling Hall Preserver as well. We're not in a rush. No, not now we've got the Welling Hall Preserver to heal. So Mablung and Arwen questing. I'll keep a Restore at home just in case I need the Defender. The Dol Guldur Beastmaster. Okay, cool. Right, so that's 4, 5 threat. That's 5 quest. So that's leveled out. That's fine, not a problem. We're definitely going to do some engagement now. So I'm going to group up these Mithril Sea Watchers because they're identical. And we've just got a bit of a busy area going on. So let's voluntarily engage the Dol Guldur Beastmaster, which gives a resource to Mablung, which is important. The the Dorgaldar Beastmaster is going to attack a Restore. I can always use this resource for 2 defense. Let's see if we can get away with a single wound. Well, we don't really want to risk it, but let's see. So that's defending on a Restore, obviously. So +1 attack. And the defending player chooses and returns 1 exhausted ally he controls to its owner's hand. Ooh, that's not fun. That puts the Welling Hall Preserver into my hand. Which means he's discarded, which means the Goblin Sniper isn't mitigated anymore. Damn, that's bad. So that puts his attack at 4. Do you know what? Rather than use Arwen's resource, I'm going to at least discard the Welling Hall Preserver to give a Restore 3 defense, which means he just takes 1 wound. And he's exhausted, and then the Mythalon Sea Watchers combine to do 6 damage and kill the Dorgaldar Beastmaster. The Goblin Sniper now gets to make a shot at someone. Let's put the wound on Arwen. Oh no, let's put the wound on the other Mythalon Sea Watcher. Right. Okay, so that was not good, because returning that card to hand is essentially killing that card for us. Right, that's gone badly. Thread up by 1 puts me up to 28. And resource for all. Ah, man, that was costly. And then 4 cards. Right, one of my Wills of the West. And the other Mythalon Sea Watcher. I mean, this is monstrous. How much attack we can throw out with that now. That will be 9 attack. That's almost Hill Troll levels of murder. We can't afford to play that and the Spear of the Citadel. We could play Treebeard, which would be massive. Like, getting him out now, he's one of the few things that could take a slap from the Hill Troll. Because if we are thinking of using a Restore, we can bump his defense up to 5 with Protector of Lorien, meaning he'll take 1 wound from the Hill Troll unless the Hill Troll gets boosted. We also might need to just play Will of the West now to sort of power things up. Right, well, we need to play the Mythalon Sea Watcher. Realistically, we can't play the Spear of the Citadel anyway if we play the Mythalon Sea Watcher, so let's discard that, using to the sea to lower the cost to 1, which gets her into play. We still have the resources to play Treebeard if we want to, although the discarding the Spear of the Citadel to pay for Treebeard has weakened all of the Mythalon Sea Watchers a lot weaker than they were before, because now I haven't got an ally on top of my pile. So maybe actually I won't play Treebeard. In fact, I'm going to spend a resource of Arwen's. This might be the wrong thing to do, but we'll see. To play Elven Light from my discard pile, which puts it back into my hand, and I draw a card. Gondorian Shield, that is an absolute boss. Play Gondorian Shield onto Mablung, because that means then we've got a flat 4 defense without the need to discard. And then we don't need to play anything right now, so let's hold fire and see what we need, because if we get the opportunity to take down that troll, we're going to take it. So, questing. Again, it doesn't matter if we take a little bit of threat here. Right, I'm just going to send Arwen questing. The Brown Lands, that's not good. So that's 5 threat, so that's 8 minus 3 is 5 threat, taking me up to 33. But we can travel to the Brown Lands, put a progress on it, and we're done. So we have to engage the Hill Troll, who we engage, which gives a resource to Mablung, which means we're definitely going to discard Treebeard. So I will discard Treebeard to give a resource to Arwen, because she's going to be spending 1 in a second to do Will of the West. Importantly, that puts an ally back on top of the table. Right, we'll have the Hill Troll hit Mablung. No boost. So that means defense 4, attack 6, 2 wounds to Mablung. He is exhausted. Attacks back, that is 3, 6, 9 from the Mythalon Sea Watchers, 11 from a Restore. Minus the 3 defense of the Hill Troll means he takes 8 wounds, meaning he needs just 1 more to die, and a Restore can take the slap next time if needs be. End of the combat phase, the Goblin Sniper is still there. Put a wound onto the other Mythalon Sea Watcher. Not worried about these 1 wounds because they're not going to quest for Gaze of the Necromancer. The Storm is a problem if it comes, but realistically I think this is my best bet. I will spend I'm going to discard Elven Light to boost Restores, whatever, it doesn't matter what I'm boosting because it doesn't make any difference. It's just so that when I play Will of the West, Elven Light is in my discard pile, so it will get shuffled back into the deck rather than being in my hand, in which case it would get discarded at the end of the round and then it wouldn't be shuffled into the pile. But actually I don't want to shuffle it into the pile. I want it to be in my discard pile because that's where I can use it. So actually my brain needs to do the complete opposite of what it just did. So I didn't play Elven Light. Instead it will sit ready to get back into play. So that's Will of the West out of the deck. A very wounded Hill Troll, threat at 33, but we've got a lot of Elrond's Counsels, which we can hopefully use to mitigate that. We've got some wounds, but there is quite a bit of healing in the deck. We just need to see it. Unfortunately, if these Mythalon Sea Watchers go down, though, we have almost no attack. Now, we're not at the point where we need a lot of attack to finish off that Hill Troll, but I mean, the amount of power that they can put out now, we can delete anything that turns up out the quest deck, which is important given that there's another Hill Troll in there. I mean, that's a big deck, and I'm only drawing 1 card a turn currently, but all it needs is for the next card to be the Hill Troll, and you've got a big problem. So, everyone readies. And to the sea is so good in this deck. Like, getting out those 3 Mythalon Sea Watchers so cheap is great. So 35 is the dangerous number in this quest. So we're definitely going to want to avoid that. Not that we have many ways to do that other than drawing the right things. Oh, that's bad. Will of the West, which is unfortunate because it's my second copy of Will of the West. So unless I get a Galadhrim Weaver in the next hand, it's just a bit hosed. So to the sea, can't do anything helpful here. So I'm going to spend one of Arwen's resources to put Elven Light back into my hand, which draws me a card, another Protector of Lorien. Now that does mean I could put the Protector of Lorien onto Mablung, which means I could boost his defense quite easily to 6, which means there's much less risk of that Hill Troll causing problems. Do you know what? It's conservative, but I think I'm going to do it. So put a Protector of Lorien onto Mablung as well, so I can discard to boost his defense. Now I've got the Steed of Imladris, which is a lovely card. After the hero commits to the quest, discard a card from your hand to place 2 progress tokens on the active location. Really useful, really nice. I've got nothing else that I need to use my spirit resources for right now. I know there's no location in play, and it doesn't seem like there'll be a massive problem, but this deck can be a little location heavy, so I'm going to play that out now. I can't get the Welling Hall Preserver into play, but I can use these cards to boost defense, and I can burn one to give a resource. So we'll do that. And if we do it in the right order, we can make the Mythalon Sea Watchers really powerful. So Arwen is going to commit to the quest. I am tempted to also send a Restore, because we really don't want our threat to go up any higher. And if we draw another 5, we're in trouble. So I'm going to send a Restore as well, because I'm confident that Mablung can take the hit from the Troll. And if needs be, we can throw one of the Mythalon Sea Watchers under the bus. Treacherous Fog, each location in the staging area gets +1 threat. Then everyone with threat 35 or higher, which I've just avoided, and there's no locations, so the Treacherous Fog does nothing. That's 2 threat from there, that mitigates a Restore. That's 3 progress from Arwen. If we wanted, now we could discard up to 2 cards to boost our quest with Protector of Lorien, which would mean when we kill the Hill Troll, we can move forward. I just realised that Goblin Sniper is going to shoot someone again if we leave him in the area. But if we pull him back in, we've got no one to defend him, and he will outright kill a Mythlon Sea Watcher, which, you know, isn't the end of the world, but it's not ideal. If we discard 2 cards to get this quest in, then we are going to only have 2 cards to discard at most to defend against the Hill Troll, which means if he gets any boost, we can't mitigate it, which means wounds from Mablung. I don't think we can take this risk, so I'm not going to. I am going to engage the Goblin Sniper, because otherwise he'll do a wound anyway. I could put the wound on Arwin. Yeah, do you know what? I don't want to lose the Mythlon Sea. No, I've got 3 of them. I can afford to lose one. That gives Mablung a resource, which just makes me better if I see a Treebeard or a Rivendell, a Guard of Rivendell. So, Goblin Sniper onto a Mythlon Sea Watcher. The defending character does not count its defense. Well, thank God I engaged the Goblin Sniper, otherwise that would have been the shadow text for the Hill Troll, and he would have beaten Mablung to death. So he kills one of the Mythlon Sea Watchers, which ironically powers up the other Sea Watchers, as now I have an ally at the top of my discard pile. So the Hill Troll on Mablung, not currently boosting, although I definitely will be. Yeah, his attack, he gets +1 attack. So that puts him on 7 attack. I'm on 4 defense. I will discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Which means he takes no damage. I'll discard Will of the West as well. Oh no, I'll just wait a moment before, so we can kill him with the Mythlon Sea Watchers before I do that. So, the 2 Mythlon Sea Watchers shoot and kill. Oh, I need to use both to kill him. Oh, that's annoying. Means I can't kill the Goblin Sniper as well. But there's no way around that. So the 2 Mythlon Sea Watchers shoot and kill him. He's victory points, which means he can't turn back up in the deck. I'll discard Will of the West to give Arwin a resource. And that's the end of the round. The threat goes up by 1. Let's neaten up our area slightly. And the good thing is, like, casualties are bad, obviously, but when we can recycle the deck as much as this deck does, it softens it somewhat. Ooh, speaking of recycling the deck, my goodness, a very expensive hand, but all importantly, a Gladrin Weaver. So that's why I'd left Will of the West as the last card I discard, because then that can get shuffled into the deck, quote unquote, for free, rather than having to use a Dwarven Tomb to pull it back or something equivalent. So Glorfindel really wants to be in my discard pile anyway, because he can be played from there. So first things first, let's get the Gladrin Weaver into play. She's going to give me a little bit of quest, but importantly she shuffles in that Will of the West, which is ace. Now I've got all those Mablung resources, which means playing Treebeard, I feel like, is a bit of a no-brainer here. Can I play Galdor of the Havens? I feel like he's a Noldor. I'm just going to check his text in a second, because, I mean, he syncs up with this deck perfectly. Yeah, Galdor of the Havens is after 1 or more cards are discarded from your hand, draw a card, which is just obscene with what my deck needs to do. But in order to do that, we're going to have to discard 2 cards, which means it's either Treebeard or it's Galdor. Now they're both equally good at questing. Treebeard gives me a defensive option and an offensive option, and he generates resources. Galdor generates cards. Galdor, you're good, mate, but Treebeard's better. So let's take the light. You know what? In fact, I think that's pretty much most of what we need from Mablung between a Gondorian Shield and all the Sea Watchers. So let's use all of Mablung's resources to play Treebeard. And then we can hold on to these for Protector of Lorien / powering up Arwin as required. So questing will hold back Mablung, will send a Restore, Arwin, and of course the Gladrin Weaver, who can't do anything other than quest anyway. It's a Surge card. That's okay. Evil. Oh, man. You say these cards are coming, you know they're coming, and they still hit you in the ass. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each character currently controlled by each player with a threat of 35 or higher. Our threat is exactly 35. That wipes out our Mythlon Sea Watchers. It kills our Gladrin Weaver. it wounds Arwen, it cripples Mablung, and it wounds a Restore. So that is about as bad as that could have gone. Cool. Cool. So from a questing point of view, we're fine because we're questing with 5. We've got cards in hand. I may as well burn a card. No, there's no reason to burn a card. So that's 5, which finishes the quest. Oh, I'm so joyful. There are a lot of dead elves to get onto this little raft. So the next stage requires 16. You reveal an additional card during the encounter phase, but you don't make engagement checks, but you may still voluntarily engage. So we have got a single defender for the Goblin Sniper. I see no reason to engage the Wolf Rider. So the Goblin Sniper attacks Mablung. The defending character does not count its defense. My God. So the Goblin Sniper kills Mablung. And I mean, this is going badly. And that's all we can do. Wow. I'll discard a card to give a resource to Arwen. Deary me, this is bad news bears. Just a reminder though about how difficult even this base scenario can be. Right, threat up by 1. Gosh, the difference being a 35 threat made there. Oof. I mean, Mablung would still be dead, but oh well, of course. Here we go. Elrond's Council just in time. Watch out for that storm ahead, Arwen. I hear it will kill everyone you know. Elrond's Council. Let's get that going. To get that threat back down to 36. Let's get Light of Valinor onto... I didn't give anyone any resources. Onto Arrestor. Oh, of course, Treebeard gets a resource as well. Speaking of which, let's play this Wandering Ent. He's... I mean, I really wouldn't join our group, mate, because it just seems everyone dies. So questing, we don't need to worry about engagements, but 2 cards are going to get revealed. So a Restore can quest for free, and we're going to send Arwen, and then we can defend against the Goblin Sniper, because both of the Despairs have come out, and Treebeard can crush the Goblin Sniper. Necromancer's Pass, that is horrible. And also Massing at Night, reveal X additional cards, which is 1 additional card. It's a Warg. Charming. So that's 5, 6. That's 3, 5 from me. I will discard a card to get to 6. Oh no, 6 from Elrond's Council, so we're level. Do I want to discard the Dwarven Tomb? Not really. I want to hold it back for the defense, although actually I could defend with Treebeard and then just let a Restore kill it. So yeah, so what am I actually going to use this card for? A resource. So no, I'm not going to boost it up. I actually think what we're going to do is spend a resource from Arwen to play Elven Light to draw a card, a Gondorian Shield. That's pretty perfect. Then I will discard the Gondorian Shield to give a resource to Arwen, and then travel to the Necromancer's Pass, which means I have to discard 2 cards. So, not just a pretty face. And then Goblin Sniper on Treebeard. Nothing there in the East Bite, so not a bad one to dodge. And a Restore finally kills the Goblin Sniper, whose wounding arrows meant that all those Mithlon Sea Watchers were dead. End of the phase. Let's see if our Ent army works a little bit better than our poor old Noldor army. Instinctively, I grab 3 resources. I don't have 3 heroes, so that is a waste of time. Gladrin Weaver, Rivendell Blade, and a couple more Ents. That is pretty juicy, actually. So the Gladrin Weaver will let me shuffle back in the Dwarven Tomb, which is useful because it's my backup for Will of the West. Now, between the Arrestor resources and the Treebeard resources, I've got 5 resources. I can also discard a card for a resource, which means I could get to 5, which means I could play both of those Ents. I can't play the Rivendell Blade anyway because I don't have any tactics resources, so I'll discard that to give Arrestor a resource and then spend all of Arrestor's resources and Treebeard's resources for 2 more Ents. This is the kind of meat that we're going to need. Looks like it's back on the menu. Arrestor is questing, Arwin is questing. I would have liked to keep a card for Steed of Imradris, which I sort of can do because of the Necromancer, because of Elven Light. So do you know what? I'm going to do that. Spend a resource to draw Elven Light, which gives me another card, which is Henmath Rithersong, which is gutting because I can't play him, but there we go. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Gladrian Weaver is going to quest, and you know what? The Wandering Ent is going to quest as well. Then I'm going to discard Elven Light to put 2 progress onto the Necromancer's Pass, so it's finished. We've got the Dorgaldar Orcs. The first player chooses 1 character currently committed to the quest, deal 2 damage to that character. I'm going to choose the Gladrian Weaver because it will kill her, which sucks, but if I put the wounds on the Wandering Ent, which it won't kill and will get healed by the Welling Hall Preserver, and my next card is the Necromancer's Gaze or whatever, then that means that the Wandering Ent is dead. Wow. At times it does help to know this game. The Necromancer's Reach, 1 wound to every exhausted character, which means Arwin is not going to go questing anymore because I can't risk her. A wound to the Wandering Ent. Arrestor doesn't take one because he is not exhausted, but actually these Ents down here do take a wound, but the Welling Hall Preserver will keep them going. So that means there is 5 threat. We're questioning with 5, 6, 7. I could spend this card in defense if needed. Do I need it? No. No, I don't. So I'll spend this card to increase Arrestor's quest. So that takes us up to 8, which puts 3 progress on there. We will optionally engage the Dorgaldar Orcs. The threat is the same as the Wargs, so why not just take the less risky thing? Treebeard will defend. Nothing, bounces off Treebeard. Oh, that's the reason not to do it that way around, because now Arrestor can't kill them. That was stupid, but there we go. I'm thinking that they only had 2 strength, or that Arrestor could hit harder, which he can't, because we don't have the Elven Spear out yet. That was dumb. So the Welling Hall Preserver, after he readies, heal 1 damage from an Ent character. Well, they're all wounded. Let's heal the guy who can... Actually, let's heal Treebeard. Let's be realistic. We don't want to lose Treebeard. Threat goes up to 35, so we're at that danger level again. An Evil Storm will kill Arwin, but thank the gods, the Imradris Caregiver. I thumbed my nose at you at the start of the game, and what a fool I was. Please take me back. Right, so first things first, we need to get that Imradris Caregiver into play. He is a Noldor, so I will discard the Spear of the Citadel and exhaust to the sea to play him like so for a single resource. I could technically get Quick Beam into play using Treebeard's resource, but if I do that, I don't have the cards to use Imradris Caregiver's boost, which I need to put Arwin back at a healthy level, so I'm actually going to burn both of these cards to double heal Arwin, so I can send her questing without worrying about 2 more Necromancer's Reach coming out and killing her. So questing Imradris Caregiver, can't really do anything else, so you may as well quest. Welling Hall Preserver will quest. I'm going to hold back some boys so we can actually do some murder. Realistically, if we engage 1 more thing, Arrestor can kill the Wolf Rider, and Ent can kill the Dorgaldar Orcs, so we need both. Yeah. So Arrestor will quest, and Arwin will quest. We'll hold back the rest. After they attack, we remove progress, and each player raises his threat by 1 for each character that is not currently committed to the quest. 1, 2, 3, so threat goes up by 3. There is 5 threat there, which is Arwin and Arrestor. 4 progress is put on thanks to the Caregiver and the Welling Hall Preserver, who in their own ways are both healers, I suppose. We will voluntarily engage the Wolf Rider. I know he's only one threat, but we can kill multiple things this way, this round. So the Dol-Guldur Orcs on Treebeard gets +1 attack, puts them on 3 attack. Treebeard has 3 defense, he's fine. The Wolf Rider on a Wandering Ent. This one, no boost, so they're fine. And the Wandering Ent and Arrestor kill these 2 enemies. Job's a good one. The Welling Hall Preserver readies, healing an Ent. He'll heal himself this time. And we are looking better despite the corpse of archers and Mablung who are floating down the river. We do need a bit of threat mitigation. We know we've got Elrond councils in the deck. We just need to hold out for them. Resource for them and a resource for Treebeard and 4 cards. Right, 2 tactics cards. They can be burnt away. 1 Imradris Caregiver, he's awesome. And a Guardian of Rivendell, who's pretty pricey, but it's not outside the realms of possibility that we purchase him. So we're going to have to choose between the Caregiver and the Guardian of Rivendell. I feel like we're actually not going to need another Caregiver, whereas another Guardian of Rivendell just gives us a bit more meat. Or do we want another Caregiver? Do you know what? Let's go with the Caregiver, because with our Ent army, we've got loads of strength. So I'll discard the card to give Arrestor a resource, spend Arrestor's 2 resources for the Imradris Caregiver. Then we've got these 2 cards to boost quest or heal as required. So questing Arrestor, Arwen, and the heal squad. We'll hold back the Wandering. We don't need the Wandering Ents to kill we don't need both the Wandering Ents to kill the Misty Mountain Goblins. So let's send another Wandering Ent. The Necromancer's Reach. So that is a wound, and a wound. I don't want my Imradris Caregivers to die, so I will spend those 2 cards to heal them. And another Misty Mountain Goblin. So that's 6. That's 2, 5, 6. So that is 6 progress. Putting us on to 13 of 15, although we're about to lose a little bit of progress from these Misty Mountain Goblin attacks. We'll voluntarily engage a single Misty Mountain Goblin because we don't make engagement checks. The Misty Mountain Goblin will attack Treebeard. Nothing. So that means we remove 1 progress. Treebeard is tied. The Wandering Ent and Arrestor combine to kill the Misty Mountain Goblin. Threat up by 1. We are getting dangerous here. And draw those cards. Upsettingly, I can't play the Elven Spear, even though it costs 0, because I don't have a tactics character in play anymore. The Welling Hall Preserver readies, healing a wound from an Ent. He'll heal a wound off that Wandering Ent. Resource to both of them, and a resource for Treebeard. Let's play Elrond's Council, which lowers my threat by 3. I'm still at the danger 37. Wingfoot is useless because he's dead, and I can't play those cards because Mablung's dead. So these will just be fodder. So questing Arrestor, Arwen, the Imradris Caregivers, but I'm not going to send anyone else because we can finish this quest and then we've got to kill a load of enemies. So Chieftain Uthtak, thank you for coming, and the East Bite. So that is 6, 7, that's 5, 6, 7, right. So actually we don't want to, oh no, 8 because of Elrond's Council. So that means we put 1 progress. We actually don't want to finish this round, I don't think. So I'm going to burn 2 cards to get us up to 15 of 16. Then we have to go to the East Bite. And then we can engage a single thing. Well, let's get rid of Chieftain Ulftak now. So we engage him, he hits Treebeard, no boost, Treebeard's fine. He's got 9, we hit back with 2, 4, 6, 8, which means he's not dead, which is rather upsetting, if we're honest. And he gets his little token, so he will hit a little harder next time. Treebeard should still be fine, and realistically we don't want him coming out when the proverbial hits the fan. The Welling Hall Preserver readies, healing a wound off an end, he'll heal it off himself. Threat goes up by 1, everyone readies. Still got the Honor Guard in hand. I'll discard that to give a Restore a resource. And then let's draw 4 cards. Resource for Treebeard. Oh, I could have spent 2 of Treebeard's resources to kill Ulftak actually by 2 re-ready Treebeard. So I'm going to do that. Because it's costly, but we don't want that guy on the table. So we've got another Elrond's Council. Let's play that now. We've got Dwarven Tomb back in hand. Do we have another Will of the West in this pile? We do not. I'm going to pause the video now and start a new file.